All right, Liam, I think we're live.
Okay. Hey, sorry. I was just checking. Hey, everyone. Welcome to a BNB Chain live stream. Today we're going to be talking about all things x402. I have Walter, who's going to be hosting from our side, along with Pyverse, Ion, Unibase, and TMX. Walter, do you want to take over?
Yeah, thank you so much, Liam. So yeah, today, I'm from business development at BNB Chain, Walter here, and AI has been growing very quickly and rapidly on BNB Chain. So today, specifically, we have a very awesome growth in terms of the x402 integration. So today's call is about that topic, and yeah, we have four very interesting projects with us today to share, what they have been building on BNB Chain, on the AI vertical. So yeah, without further ado, let's introduce our guests. Let's kick off with perhaps Termix, please.
Okay. All right. My name is Yuanxin. Some people call me Okinjan. I'm the product lead from Termix. Currently, we're doing AI infrastructure for the Web3, especially on BNB Chain. And I'm very happy and honored to be invited to this live stream to talk about our latest progress and our thinkings about x402, and also other things that are related to this, like agent to agent and also human to agent payment facilitators. Yes.
Thank you. Very nice, Yang. And next, perhaps Noah from Unibase. Could you share, your role and the project, please?
Hello, everyone. I'm Noah from Unibase. And Unibase is a decentralized AI memory layer for the autonomous AI agent. And Unibase actually is the integrate multiple solutions for AI agents to interact with the other agents, and also provides the memory module for AI agents to store their memory and share the memory with the others. And I will talk about how these functionalities works with x402 today. Yeah.
Nice. Look forward to hearing more. Next up, Pyverse. David from Pyverse. Please share.
Yeah, hi. Hey, everyone. It's really great to be here, and thanks for having us. My name is David. I'm the CMO here at Pyverse, and what we're building is the foundational payment infrastructure for Web3 on BNB Chain by time-stamping value, which allows all payments to become an on-chain verifiable invoice, receipt, or check. And of course, we recently introduced our x402B extension for BNB Chain. And what that does is it powers gasless signature-based payments via PyUSD, and that is our 101 USDT wrapper. And it also adds verifiable receipts for audit and compliance. And all this is made possible. Behind all of that is what we call the Pyverse facilitator. And what that is it's the engine that makes x402B possible and practical. And yeah, I'm excited to share all about that and what we're building and the future of Pyverse with all of you.
Thank you, David. Last but not least, Mike from Aeon.
Hi, everybody. Nice to be here again. Walt, nice to see you. And thank you for having me. I'm Mike. I am from Aeon. I'm VP of Research and Partnership there. Aeon is a pay-fi infrastructure product. So we build effectively what is the connective tissue that allows user wallets and obviously AI agents to pay with crypto fiat anywhere, and then merchants to receive crypto or fiat anywhere else. And this is very interesting because it also extends to merchants that never use Web3 ever. So we effectively bridge the real world with a network of almost 50 million merchants now and the crypto world together. We're focused really on bridging this. So obviously when x402 came along, which is obviously, as we all know, a protocol that lets app and AI agents makes native payment. It fit perfectly into what was our vision. So that's why we're here today, and that's what we built.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Yang, Noah, and David, and Mike for joining this call. So, these are very interesting projects. So if you look at the bottom, their socials are there. I feel, do follow them to understand what they've been building on BNB Chain. Likewise, do follow BNB Chain on X. And before we start, I will highlight that nothing said here, as always, is not financial advice, so you should do your own research. But from the technical aspects, definitely look into all these projects to learn more about x402 on BNB Chain. So yeah, why we think x402 is interesting is because BNB Chain, we have a very large ecosystem, and that includes AI agents, tokenized AI agents, and different AI agents doing various stuff, leveraging on the blockchain, right, BNB Chain. And one of the key things is for agent to transact freely, or agent to agent transactions to so-called like embrace the Web3 and AI spirit, right? Having AI doing their own stuff, having their own thinking. So this is very exciting. And the first question to get you guys closer to understanding this ecosystem is for everyone, where each of you have briefly mentioned your product and the project, what are you building. So perhaps you can go in depth, let everyone know what is the uniqueness of your product, with the x402 adoption, and how did you integrate it for the developers tuning in. So maybe we can start with Yang Sing from Termix, please.
Okay. So actually, we are approaching this into aspect because it's actually depending on the performance of our product. We have a 2C, the to customer product, and we have a 2B customer product. And currently, we are more aiming at the 2B product to kind of utilizing the x402. And there are two things that we are, a specific problem that we are trying to solve for implementing x402 on these products. First is not very AI related, but more infrastructure related. We are trying our best to make x402 fully usable on BNB Chain and extend it into practical AI integrated situations. And then that comes to our second thing we wanted to solve is to make this kind of AI integrated deployment and its facilitator instructors for AI workflow connection. So for the first thing, how we gonna make x402 fully operational and capable on BNB Chain is like by including a lot of development of its essential infrastructure, like the facilitator, which requires a lot of payment verification, mandated verification, execution, and settlement, all this kind of thing under the x402 standard. Specific thing we did like the x402 scan, and also try to build some infrastructures that can be integrated with AI agent that we are building right now. So all these kind of things, they are not that AI related, but this other thing that we do kind of ensure that the protocol, the x402 protocol, can operate end to end within the BNB ecosystem and will be AI ready when we bring our second approach, which is more AI related. So this we extend this practical usability by combining it with the AI agentic service. And through this kind of integration, our second approach, x402 becomes the payment and the coordination layer for AI workflows, allowing an AI system to automatically trigger, manage, and even verify these unchecked actions based on it's based on the user intent. So this makes blockchain payment I believe it's like more intelligent, programmable, and directly connect to AI-driven automation. And so the uniqueness about this our two approaches to the x402 adoption, I believe in one word is because we integrated x402 with AI agentic workflow and demonstrate its real-world application in an A2A application that is gonna be showing our demo videos. So can we show the demo videos, or we leave it for the next session?
Yeah, sure thing. Anytime you would like to show the demo, just cue us. So would you like us to show it now?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
So when you are preparing the video, let me introduce some like basic background here.
It's up now.
Yeah. It's all right. So like what I said, what we're showing here is actually our to B product, to business product. So the platform, which gonna be the B user, is gonna using our product to to set their own AI agent, and they can use their own AI agent to service their customers. And what the demo shows here is actually including two parts. The first part is like we are adding this like AP2 and also x402 capable merchants and AI agent into the backend of our AI agent. And the second part would be like we have a built-in playground that you can almost immediately after you finish up all the settings, you can start to play with it in the playground. Yeah, that is what is shown here. The example here is actually trying to a user is trying to buy a watch from a merchant. And like what I said, this is like a purely like a agent-to-agent interaction here. So we have a local agent, which is the agent that will be building our backend and set it by the platform user. And we also gonna have an agent for the merchant, but this is only for demonstration because the AP2 and also the x402 is so new. So we couldn't really find any merchant that capable with all these like protocols. So we actually built the merchant agent by ourselves. But we have to do it because the whole point about 4.2 is trying to and also HV2 and A2A is to have like agent communicating with agent, not like human communicating with agent. So as you can see from our demonstration here, like a function call, like go out one after another. Yeah, something I have to mention, like we have so many function calls here. This is actually for debug. When it comes to actual use, we'll have some like security level settings. So some of the functions can be executed automatically without like a human interaction. So this would be like a smoothing the whole process a lot. But the key points, key takeaway points here is like everything here. I mean, all the payment, all these like shopping cart, all this like mandate, all this like payment assign, is all happens between agent to agent. So the human tells our agent to that the user has intention to buy a watch, and our agent will just go search for other agents who have the product that the user wants, but our agent can never have the inventory of the product. The inventory, the list of inventory and all these kind of things is stored in other agent, and that is the key point here. So it's agent to agent communication. And when everything like when all this communication happens and it comes to the payment, then it's the time for the x402 to really kick in, and it will just create this like seamless payment. And all the users needs to do was just to show his intention, and then finally make the payment, and everything was just happen seamlessly in between. And like what I said, this is a demonstration, so you see all these functions, but in reality, everything should be like less and more smooth. So that is our like a demonstration shows how we implement x402 into this kind of future agent-to-agent payment process. Thank you.
Nice. Thanks a lot for sharing. I think I can't wait for the day where AI agents can check what is missing in my fridge, and then AI will seek out other AI agent merchants to fill that up using x402 for payments. Like what you said, this is very new, including like you mentioned AP2 and other agent frameworks. But it's a beauty when things are just so early. But 4 of you guys have already developed different solutions around it. So so definitely we're excited to see how all these will continue to grow and polish and grow into very strong different payment rails for agent to agent on BNB Chain. Thank you for sharing. So next up, perhaps we can invite Noah from Unibase to share about your developments regarding x402 on BNB Chain.
Okay. Sure. So From Unibase perspective, we focus on the infrastructure, especially the resources for the agents to run. So first of all, to integrate x402, x402 can enable the agent to pay for their resources they use. Actually, pay as you go. I mean, for our agents, they live on they may live on for 24 hours, but I mean the status they may keep for 24 hours, but actually their task may only continue for the small amount of time. So so first of all, our one focus is that when the agents use our infrastructure, we can just pay as you go. For example, if the agents only use 1 GB memory space to store their memory, they only pay 1 GB memory with x402, and this is for the agent itself to live. And the second aspect is that when we because we are decentralized memory layer, and the agents will produce memories to store them on our chain. Actually, the memory, the data of agents is the most valuable thing. And with these things, actually, we can sell this valuable data to the other people, like training their own model or training their agent. Yeah, this is you can treat the memory as a valuable asset. Yeah, and with this thing, actually, we have the buyer and the payer. So Unibase also provides the agent-to-agent interaction protocol called AIP. And with AIP, actually, AIP also integrates agent hub, which enable different agents to find each other. Like if you want to sell something, and there may be 1 million agents alive, and you need to find exactly which agents you should ask for buying something special. Yeah, we our AIP also provide some such capability, and you can build with our AIP protocol integrate in the x402 for the agent discovery, for the agent payment. Yes.
Nice. Thanks for sharing. I like the first point. You're sort of like giving AI agents on chain a job to do, right? Like they can generate specific memories, and then your marketplace, is where they make their livelihood. They sell it there, and then the payment railway to allow this would be x402. Very, very interesting. Thank you for sharing. And yeah, next up, perhaps David from Pivus, you can share more about your integrations.
Sure. Yeah, Walter, I think you hit the nail on the head for us earlier. At Pivus, we're definitely focused on the agent economy inside BNB Chain's kind of growing greater x402 ecosystem. So machine to machine and agent to app payments that, require accountability by default. And, as agents start doing things like buying data and invoking APIs and topping up credits and, purchasing autonomously, there's a strong need to have verifiable, auditable receipts that, prove what was purchased by whom and under what policy. And, for us, that's really the gap that x402b and the Pivus facilitator, which I mentioned earlier, is closing. So, our approach itself is agent first. The facilitator kind of enforces whitelists and budgets and policy limits, and it executes gasless PyUSD transfers by way of signatures. And when requested, it can produce a standardized verifiable receipt that can back things like internal approvals and reimbursements, audits, tax filings, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, for developers, integration works kind of pretty standard, like a web checkout. Your app requests a payment, the user or the agent signs, and the Pivus facilitator handles on-chain settlement. And yeah, we eventually also plan to provide clear SDKs, webhooks for confirmations, and consistent receipt management flows, so teams can plug observability into their existing back office tools. And yeah, kind of what all of that results in is an x402 path that's agent first, like you said, deployable starting from day one, and built for genuine oversight and not just human tax filing at the end of the tax season. But yeah, continuous machine accountability. And yeah, I think we have a very short demo as well to share with all of you.
Yeah, would you like Liam to show your demo right now?
Yeah, please. That would be great. Thanks.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, never would I thought in my life I would hear agents first, like, yeah, at the era right now.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. So yeah, what we're showing you now is how to submit and pay an invoice using PyUSD. So here, you click on PyUSD in your invoice manager and designate the amount of USDT you want to wrap into PyUSD. And then, yeah, you see here, once you confirm your transaction, you'll see that your PyUSD has been topped up. And then when you go up to the top and click create an invoice, you enter the wallet address of the person you're sending the invoice to. So for this example, I'm actually sending the invoice to myself, but normally you'd be entering the payer's address. So yeah, you fill in the invoice amount and then add a short description, and then you create your invoice. And once you confirm all your invoice details, you'll see that the first option is paying with PyUSD using x402b on top of the usual on-chain transaction. And here, what you just saw is that because of x402b, the user is signing the signature request, which is, of course, the beauty of x402b. All you have to do is sign, and the Pyverse facilitator, it pays the gas for you. And yeah, when you refresh the page, you'll see that your payment has been confirmed. So it's a pretty simple process, but I think it's very impactful. So we're really excited to be sharing this with the whole BNB ecosystem.
Nice. Yeah, thank you for building this on BNB Chain. Definitely, I think at some point, going through many AMAs, many people are saying that AI agents, they don't sleep, and producing AI agents, they're actually data, right? So unlike humans who takes time to mature, so there are going to be a lot of AI agents. So there are going to be a lot of AI agents transactions when payment rails like x402 come in place. So accountability, making the transactions verifiable is important. So
exactly.
That's great. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, of course.
That's great. All right. Last but not least, Mike, you're up next for Ion.
Yeah, thank you so much. So obviously our specific role in the BNB Chain x402 ecosystem is to provide the facilitator layer, right? So that's actually the infrastructure that verifies and then authorizes and settles these payments on chain. So we launched our product, our Ion x402 SDK and facilitator service for BNB Chain a few weeks ago. And this effectively allows AI agents and any API-based app effectively to initiate and settle payment directly on the chain, while we handle all of the verification logic, all the complexity for both the EIP 3009 and non-EIP 3009 token, which is actually fascinating because we support effectively the widest possible range of assets. What's unique about the approach is that obviously, as everything that we do at Ion, we designed this to be safe, reliable by default, and also omni-token and omni-chain effectively by default. So we don't just support 3009, but user can just give a one-time approval to the Ion facilitator contract, and then every transaction that still requires a signature. So nobody can move funds without explicit consent. So there's always a certain amount of security. For the developers, the integration is super simple. We just include, we have an API, obviously you just include specific parameters in the API call, and then the Ion SDK takes care of effectively all the rest. So we're actually quite bullish on x402 and on BNB, as always we've been. So we decided to focus very much on BNB at the very beginning. And then obviously supporting the widest range of possible of tokens so that we can support the widest possible range of use case, which is, I know, Walter, the same strategy that you folks have at BNB to try to cater to the majority of users in a very easy and safe way.
Yeah, that is correct. Right? BNB Chain, our focus is always on building up the ecosystem. So that's why year on year we have user growth. Every day we have millions of daily active users. And It's good to hear. So great to hear developers and founders like you guys saying that that's important, because that's the whole point of creating products. And then our community becomes the customer, and then in this case AI agents as well. And then yeah, I think it's very interesting to see how AI agents become part of the community and make this whole thing take off, leveraging on x402 for machine to machine payments. Thank you for sharing. All right, so now we would dive into sort of like the part B of this question, where all these integrations, creating the facilitator, the wrapper for the tokens and so on. What is the, for the users out there, the human users out there, what is the biggest benefits for BNB Chain users through your product, product integration with x402 on BNB Chain? So maybe we can, get back to Yancy from Termix to share this.
Yeah, sure. And I'm going to answer this question from two aspects of the users. Like what I said, our product is actually having two forms. One is for the...
Sorry, is it just me, or your microphone is kind of a little choppy?
It may be you, Walter. I think you're lagging a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's your...
It's mine? I'm so sorry. Please
It's all right. Is my voice okay, by the way? Okay, anyway.
Yeah, please continue. I'll try to sort mine out.
Okay, so like what I said, we have two forms. One is for consumers, and the other one is for business users or platform users. So for the consumers, it's actually the x402, and our product will just open up a lot of new opportunities and new functions. Like you can have whole different experience about how to make a payment, not only on the BNB. I mean crypto aspect, but also on other maybe open up new opportunities like RWA and all the others. So the x402 enables this kind of intelligent and verified automation, and this I believe is the key for those customers. And for our business users, I believe that would be the much more juicy part. Because x402, like what I said, it's not just only about making a payment. It all actually opens up a new way to for this inventory, and also for the currencies flows to go to different areas. Something that we are currently developing. Our demo is actually showing the first aspect I just talked about, buying goods, buying products, and that's something I don't think maybe we should really spend a lot of time talking about it, because everyone kind of familiar with what this x402 can do on that part. The most interesting part, the juicy part for the business user, for platform user, is actually based on the usement of AI. Think about that, all right? The most popular way about asking an AI to use tools currently is through the MCP protocol. And MCP protocols, if you want to use it, generally there are two ways to use it. The most common way is actually through the API, like you have your own MCP servers and tools, and they can be reached through API. And from a more crypto part use, like the BNB chain users, we can have the smart contract, and smart contract is using API here. So it's very similar to API, the same way that we approach them. But the juicy part is no matter you are using an API or ABI, the usement of these is never free, right? Especially when you are having such a fantastic functions that be connected to our Termix AI agent. So I believe every platform users want to monetize it, and the x402 actually makes that real, and we are currently digging into it because we really want that our product can provide a whole different experience and a whole different way of using x402, and I believe that would be the most interesting benefit that our product can bring to the users, apart from the payment process that everyone know about x402. So that's why I really want to emphasize that unique point.
Yeah, thank you. Hope my mic is good right now. So,
Yeah, it's good now.
Okay, thank you. I think that is an important piece of like a new agentic economy growing where, right now when I want to share, let's say, weather forecast details, we want humans to come into my website, take a look so that I can, get some. But now we have AI scraping data and internet, and then the AI agent is the one providing the service to the human prompting, right? So, by monetizing APIs and so on, could be one way to, letting the providers of the data monetize properly. So I think that's a great angle. Yeah, next up, perhaps Unibase, Noah from Unibase, could you share, the benefits to BNB Chain users?
For BNB Chain users, actually, the first thing it's valuable for the users is our Unibase via the memory agent memory layer. We closely our memory layer closely work with BNB Chain and with the verification layer, and also with x402. Actually, I mean, the when the users deploy their agents with Unibase, actually everything is very nature. For example, you deploy the agent in Unibase, and you get identification on chain, and your memory will be decentralized, and it's paid by x402, and you can publish your memory or your assert in our agent hub with AIP protocol, and the other agents can find your agents in our platform. I mean, all of these things built together and works and naturally work together. So I think the users don't have to deploy their agents, pay efforts to deploy their agents in a centralized place, and then manually register identity, and then manually buy some storage to store their memory. I mean, all this in one box in Unibase. Yeah. And I can share the demo for with the Unibase built the x402 protocol.
Yeah, yes, please.
Yeah.
Is it via your screen sharing?
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
So, can you see my screen?
Hang on, loading. Yeah, I can see demo Unibase x402 payment on B. Yep, we can see it. Next page right now.
Can you see? Can you hear the video? The audio?
For me, I can't hear it. I'm not sure about the audience. So Liam, perhaps you can check, or maybe you want to also sort of like voice over a little bit.
Sorry. So,
Liam, can our audience hear?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't think this platform allows audio from a shared screen. Let me check, but I don't believe so.
Okay, then perhaps yeah, Noah, maybe you can like voice over a little bit, like explain simply.
Okay.
Okay, so this is using the x402, and then you wrap the token. And the XUSD is EIP 3009, USD 309, right? Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if Noah is speaking, but he's actually muted.
Oh, Noah, are you speaking? Sorry. Yeah, I can't hear Noah. That's why I was trying to comment a little bit on what I see.
Sorry about this.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm sure the devs in our audience will be able to take a look. Anyway, this will be a video on YouTube, right? So developers can come back to check it out as well. Sorry, but Noah, are you speaking or
No, I muted myself, but I'm not sure why the video has its voice. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no option for me to create sounds. So yeah, might be good to just kind of talk through it.
I think, yeah, but no worries. I think what we can do is that, the demo videos with the sounds and instructions, after this AMA, we can post it at the bottom of the X post, right? And then
Okay.
And refer back.
Okay, sure.
Okay, nice.
So I probably create a link and share it with the users. Yeah, the developers.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So I guess up next it would be David from Pivus, to share about the benefits to the users on BNB Chain.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I would say the immediate benefit and the immediate value is trustworthy autonomy. So users and agents both, they get super smooth gasless payments in PyUSD. And then the teams, they get verifiable receipts. So, teams like finance, ops, and compliance, they can actually trust those autonomous spends. And, what this does is it enables safe high frequency patterns. So, pay-per-call APIs, whether that's autonomous SaaS subscriptions, micro bounties, and marketplace purchases, and even data marketplace buys. And each of those, it leaves a clean, reviewable paper trail. So, that's really great. And it makes it much easier, on those teams. And then to expand a little bit on the benefit for developers that I touched on earlier, I think the Pybers facilitator, it removes a lot of the heavy lifting. So it covers gas, it normalizes signatures, it enforces policies and rate limits, and standardizes receipts, right? So that in turn kind of reduces fraud and reconciliation overhead. And then it also shortens the path to, sort of go live with agent to agent or agent to app commerce. And, because receipts are optional and also granular, teams can basically choose whether they want to, require accountability at all. So they can turn it on for high risk or reimbursable flows, and keep it off for things like test traffic or more trivial things. And yeah, after all of this, the result is really a machine speed commerce with enterprise grade accountability, which is all tightly aligned to the narrative that we here at Piverse are building across BNB Chain and really all of Web3.
Yeah, I think that's great. Where all your purchases, all the invoice and receipts are online, publicly on chain, so it's easily tracked and easily consolidated. Not across like various apps and so on. Very interesting.
Yeah, for sure, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, all right. Perhaps Mike from Aeon can share the benefits to BNB Chain users.
Yeah, so obviously the benefit for the user is super powerful, right? So it's invisible in a way, but it's powerful because they can just pay with any AI or API based directly from the wallet. No exchange, no bridge, no centralized gateway, no need to know about slippage or know about smart contracts for addresses or wallet IDs or anything like that. So everything is super straightforward, and in terms of user experience, the user really can experience effectively truly autonomous payment. Right now, we always talked about the fact that AI is super smart and they can do anything, but they cannot even buy a book, and now they can, right? So effectively, this is the immediate benefit for the user. For the developers, aside from the huge boost in user experience that an AI agent can have, if it's like truly autonomous, it can actually go and buy stuff on behalf of the user. There's also the monetization aspect. So there's a lot of people that, for example, they don't want to bring a monetization API, or they don't want to do it natively on a chain, or they don't necessarily have the knowledge or the time or the focus to do that. And so with the EON facilitator and our SDK, they can just monetize their services and their goods very easily, and effectively their agents become completely autonomous to do whatever they want, like a human would do. For that, we prepared a very short video of a small presentation, which I will love to take you guys through.
All right, Liam, you can let's get the video for Aeon. You might need to voice over based on previous experience.
Yeah, and there's really no like voiceover in the video. It's mostly just the music. We do think it's quite self-explanatory, but effectively the way that this works is that somebody asks the agents to book for a hotel, and they give their own information, right? So they check-in date, check-out date, the name, email address, and such. And obviously, you would imagine that this was from a previous knowledge that the agent had about the user, or what are their auto preferences and what are the things that the people actually do like when they buy hotels themselves. And the agent effectively can go through the website, navigate the site. Is exactly the same as if it was a human. You see all of these boxes. They are all because the agent scans what's on the page and like understands what is on the page, and then puts in completely autonomously, after selecting the hotel, of course, the detail of the person, and then goes just to pay. Selects obviously different methods of payments, fills in the information with all of the payment data, and then obviously the very famous QR code appears, and this is basically our normal flow. So from the EON app, you can just authorize a transaction and authorize the spending, and then the hotel is booked just like that. So all of this is completely autonomous. Obviously, if there is like a previous balance that people authorize, or a previous sort of let's say pre-authorization to the specific agent, this will all happen automatically. In this particular case, it required like a one-click confirmation from the user side of things, just for safety. Again, safety is very important for us, so we try to do stuff that is exceptionally safe and reliable, even when it's all automated. So there's always optionality.
Yeah, nice. I do think I'm a big fan of autonomous and proactive AI agents as well. And yeah, you highlighted the correct thing about right now we're sort of like tying down AI agents because of their safety issues, right? Otherwise, AI agents technically the similarities with Web3 is that the blockchain don't sleep, AI agents don't sleep as well. So productivity can be off the charts. Right? If like what I see here, you're integrating RPA and so on, like productivity can just keep going non-stop for AI agents. And then with x402 enabling AI agents to help in the productivity payment side of things, I think that will be very interesting. Yeah, very interested to see how this grows on BNB Chain as well. Yeah, that is great. Yeah, thank all four of you for sharing and showing the demo videos as well. We will post the videos on our X post. So we'll come to the last question where x402 just started. So this question is a bit more of like we can zoom out a little bit on a macro angle. So we do agree, agent to agent transactions, autonomous transactions is important. There are various different payment methods. One of them, recently in trend and in topic right now is x402. But what are your views on the real potential, the real growth potential of x402? And yeah, feel free to share, your opinions and thoughts. perhaps back to Yang-Sing from Termix. Perhaps you can share.
Great, thank you. So yeah, I believe that x402 has strong growth potential. Of course, actually, it just coming in time. Before x402 like shows up, actually we are doing agent payment for a very long time, and they're like Google's agent-to-agent protocols, and there are also AP2, the agent payment protocols by Google as well. We're doing that for a long time, but it always come to a headache when it comes to making the actual payment, because the A2A is only about like agent-to-agent communications, and the AP2, although it says agent payment, it has payment in its name, but has nothing to do about like actually making the payment. It's all about like a responsibility, like who is in charge of what. It's never about like make the actual payment. So when we are doing this all like agent to agent payment process at that time, we have to build up all the payment by ourselves and have to using some old school, old-fashioned way of like making the payment, which is we believe is like a very inefficient and also sometimes maybe not safe enough. And then there comes the x402, and it makes just things so much easier. Although it's still not mature, it's still new. It's just come up like for less than a month or two. So, but it's just a game changer, because we found that it standardized all the process. So it just previously we have to do that on our own way. Maybe we can make it work, but the key thing is like when it comes to agent payment, if someone else is not using the same process, the same protocol that you are using for the payment, then you can never come to the final stage. Even if you can establish the communication between the agent to agent, but it's always the last step. You cannot close it. You cannot close the loop, and x402 just make it possible. Think about the Telegram bot. It's just something like a very similar. Before the Telegram bot become real, like when you want to make a payment, it's always a headache, right? And I believe it's the same thing happened to x402 when it's come to life, and it makes not just like human to agent payment become more fluent. I believe the agent to agent is solved the last piece of the puzzle, and it just make everything, just fully autonomous and AI friendly. So by doing this x402 just turned decentralized payment from something operationally complex into a seamless and more intelligent and a more verifiable layer for autonomous system, especially for AI-driven system. So this simplicity and combined with the native trust and composability by BNB Chain gives it strong potential to become a key infrastructure components for agent-to-agent automation and emerging this kind of AI and autonomous economy and also decentralized economy in the future. So that's why I believe x402 has like very high potential. And that's why we are all now, Termix is like spending like majority of efforts try to developing these like x402 protocols to our products. Thank you.
Definitely appreciate you guys, building the tools and infrastructure to make this work on BNB Chain. And yeah, I've always thought that, Web3 BNB Chain is about empowering decentralized payments and so on. And that is for humans right now with x402, agents come into play as well. Like our community involves AI agents as well. So agent to agent, human to agent, agent to humans, all these can be enabled by x402. Agreed. Thanks for sharing. And yeah, next up, Noah from Unibase. Perhaps you can share your views on the future growth.
Okay, thank you. So, from my opinion, for x402 actually provides a single step payment. Like if you have a task, you pay once. But for the AI agent, actually, it's a complex workflow. It's the workflow. One task will be split into multiple tasks, subtasks, and if we consider that for each subtask we make a payment, actually the payment is on the critical path. I think the payment is still for the performance, for the latency, latency and throughput to proceed a task. Actually, the payment will be the bottleneck if it have multiple steps to be proceed. So I think the next step maybe the payment we need to consider actually considers how the AI works. For example, if a task is split into subtasks, maybe we need some batched payment to pay for once for multiple tasks. I think we need to consider exactly how current AI solve the problem, and to try to remove the payment on the critical path. If you need to wait for the next task, need to wait for the payment finish for the previous task. Actually, this is not necessary. We need to remove the payment from the critical path. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I think definitely, when innovations grow, simplicity is a key thing. Like like what you mentioned, I think all the major AI companies have problems with payments due to the multiple processes, regulation, walls, and so on. And X402 is like a single step solution, and on Web3 is even stronger, where value can be transacted in terms of tokens. So yeah, thank you for sharing valuable points. David from Pivus, perhaps you can share your views as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think x402 is definitely evolving into the default payment primitive for AI agents. And that's kind of exactly the role x402b plays on BNB Chain with our facilitator. It's a rail where agents can spend natively and organizations can start proving outcomes, and not just confirm transfers. So rather than optimizing for the movement of funds, like Pyverse's differentiation, what we're building is provability and operational trust that at scale. And as agent ecosystems continue to grow and mature, I think the questions are going to start shifting. Right now people might be asking like, hey, did the payment clear? But that's going to change, right, into, can I prove what happened? Can I approve it? Can I file it? And x402b is built for exactly that kind of future, with policies that are programmable, gasless execution, which we shared with all of you earlier with PyUSD, and of course verifiable receipts. And yeah, as far as growth is concerned, and what's really great is that our facilitator is not only what makes x402b work in practice, but it also gives us a path to sustainability as a project. So today it's free to use, but going forward it sort of opens up opportunities for us to have small per transaction fees and receipt fees for those who want them. And these are some of the things that can cover operations without adding any friction for users or merchants. So that's really great. So yeah, if you view PyUSD and receipts, our timestamping receipts, as being sort of the pillars, Pyverse facilitator is the foundation for how x402b works in practice, and also lets it sustain itself. And that's kind of the model that we've been building towards. And yeah, with all of that combined, agent ready rails, accountability, and eventually a viable business model for us, it's that's really why we believe that what we've built here at Pyverse is going to be a real game changer for the BNB ecosystem.
Yeah, I think it's definitely true. When, x402 forms the foundation of agent-to-agent payments on chain, and in a large system like BNB Chain, it is you can see quite clearly. Like we posted a post of 4 of you guys, your works on Twitter, and right after that, many other AI projects on BNB Chain have been integrating and highlighting their integrations to us. So that is why you can see we are highlighting more and more projects in this angle. So there's immediate growth in x402 on BNB Chain. So yeah, that is very interesting, and we will grow. All right. Thank you for sharing, and Mike, please share your views.
Yeah, gladly. So obviously, we're very bullish on x402, and it's one of those ideas that looks very small, right? But it actually changes a lot. Like if you're not technical, if you're not within the ecosystem, it looks like it may not be a big deal, but in my opinion, it is. So we're moving effectively from what is people-to-people payment to agent-to-agent economies, right? And somebody asked me some time ago, do I believe that agents will buy most of the things in the future? And no, I don't. I don't believe that they will pay my rent, but I do believe that the vision that we had of the kind of futuristic HAL 9000 vision where people have these homes and they just get the assistant to buy groceries and to buy books and to do research for them and buy materials and stuff like that. That is now effectively a reality, and this is the world that we're living in, or we're very close to live in, and x402 does an incredible amount to effectively support that and to make that happen. So I'm incredibly bullish. I think that we saw the work that, for example, Ethereum Foundation already is doing with ERC 8004 to create agent identity. We saw the x402 work, all of these things, they're all coming together into what I define the agent-to-agent economy of the future. So very bullish on this. I think it's very early, but it's the right building block for sure to see what's coming next.
Nice, thank you for sharing. Yeah, the world is indeed growing so rapidly. I do think agents are going to pay rent and mortgages very quickly because I think any form of payment that is clearly stated out in a contract, right, that is where blockchain shines because it's binary, right? What is the process on when you need to pay what? The agent has very clear instructions. I think all those things are going to be leveraging on payment rails like x402, and agents will settle that for you, I think, in the near future. I mean, just my view, not financial advice, but I think the world is really growing so quickly. Like just today, we my mind was wrapping around agents first. Like truly, there will be businesses created for agents, because they are starting to run their ecosystem, and the best ecosystem is Web3, BNB Chain. So yeah. Thank you all four of you for the points. I'll re-emphasize, so nothing said here is financial advice, as always, and our users, audiences here, take in the information, do your own research before interact with any Web3 protocols, and all our valuable guests here, Thermix, Unibase, Pivers, and Aeon, do follow their socials. It's right down at the panel over there, and follow BNB Chain, and I look forward to more discussions, about AI on BNB Chain, x402, and so on. Follow our socials. We have many stuff upcoming. I think there's a hackathon upcoming and many more. So once again, thank you everyone for the time, and thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll chat again next time. Let's build and build.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. See ya.
Bye-bye.